Hi everyone, Sandy here. Welcome to my channel and to my walkthrough video for this album created with the Family Paper Collection by Echo Park as a design team project for Country Craft Creations. This is an 8x8 album with a 3-inch spine, and it has 3 signature pages but lots of places for photos, as you will see during the walkthrough. There will be a tutorial, 2 separate videos, one on making the base of the album so you can just make the album and then use any paper collection that you choose, and then part 2 will be actually covering the album with this paper from Echo Park, the family collection. So stay tuned for the walkthrough. Let's take a look at this album that I designed for Country Craft Creations using Echo Park's family collection, which is a 12x12 collection. I used 2 sheets of each of the patterned paper and then 2 sheets of the solid, coordinating solid colors for that collection. And I really love how it turned out. I will link down below the products that I used for this project. So I created a frame on the front with a chipboard frame that I purchased from Country Craft Creations. So you can make any kind of frame, or if you have a frame that you can use. And then I just patterned it with some of the patterned paper. I didn't wrap it, and I left it open at the top so that you could put a family photo in. Then I added a chipboard together from the chipboard set here at the top, and then I used a ephemera that says it begins and ends with family. Sorry, I couldn't read what it said. And then I used a sticker for the flowers from the sticker sheet. And I used some of this powder that you can get from Country Craft Creations to take the sticky off the back where it extends over where the photo would be. And then I used some little foam dots underneath to lift it there in the corner. And then I made this bow out of the jute twine that you can get at Country Craft Creations. This is an evergreen color. And then I added this little chipboard flower. So I love how the cover turned out. It's pretty simple. Then on the spine, I did add this matted plate with a sticker that says memories, and then I matted the back side, the double matted. So let's take a look on the inside. I did use a double ribbon tie closure. These ribbons are from Country Craft Creations. This is the gingerbread brown gingham and the ivory seam binding that you can order from Country Craft Creations. So just unties, really pretty ribbon. And then we'll take a look at the inside. So as I said, this book has 3 signature pages. I patterned each section between the pages, which is the hinges, which are 3/4 inch hinges. So I cut these at 3/8 of an inch to pattern, and then I did not pattern the give space, which I added on this one a 1/2 inch give space to try this out to see how I like the wider hinges and give space on an album. So as you can see, there's lots of different elements in the book, so we're going to go through each one so you can see how this is come together, and then of course I will have a separate tutorial video for you. Okay, so here on the front cover, as I said earlier, I used 2 sheets of each of the patterned paper and the 12x12 and 2 sheets of the coordinating solids to do this album, and I used every bit of it. So here on the front, I have added some of the ephemera to decorate things up or title things, and I left them all open on the top. Let me grab a piece of cardstock so that I can show you how you can tuck a photo or a photo mat down behind them. So see, I left them open by just gluing the bottom edges. So this first flap is attached with a magnet, at the top, and then it pulls down. And then I did do the blocking of the pattern paper and solids on both of these. And I'm just adjusted my camera so that maybe I can show a little bit more. It's really hard to get all of this into the frame. So when this drops down, you have the blocking of the pattern and solid papers, and I also glued these elements just in the center so that you can tuck a photo mat under or something like a journaling block underneath at the top. Then the flap opens up here at the top. So this one I glued down. Yeah, it's glued down. You can't get that one in. I should have left it open. And this one down at the bottom is also glued down. So you can leave yours open, but you still can put several photos there. So for the front of signature page 1, we have a small flap where I put a collage of combination of chipboard elements, stickers, and some ephemera. And that is held by a magnet. When you open it up, then we have a little tuck spot where I put a little booklet with a family tree on it. That one's a sticker, I believe. Or it could be a chipboard. Let me check on that one. Yeah, that one's a sticker. And then these all have tuck spots. And then in the pocket, I did put the word together, which is a sticker. And then my different things go inside. So I have little tags that I made out of scraps of paper. Now, I don't give all the measurements for all the little elements that I made. This one was a full 12 by 12 top part of the 4 by 6, or the bottom part, and I just folded all those together and then added in some extra photo mats from my scraps. So you just add in what you have left over. So there is the front of page 1. Now the back of page 1 opens up with a flap where I did a collage and added some elements, some photo mats out of scraps. I did add chipboard pieces to some of these cut aparts to really make them pop. And then this is a tag that I showed in another video tutorial that I made with the Tim Holtz folio, but I really like it in the album. So I took it out of the folio and tucked it in behind here. So then we have this opening back. Places for photos. I made it where you could tuck under there. And then here I made a little flap with one of the cut aparts. This is just a scrap of paper I turned into like a bookmark. You can just tuck it in there for some color, some more cut aparts, and another photo mat all tuck into this little tuck spot down here. And then of course on the left we have a pocket where I made a photo mat and added a scrap of patterned paper so it kind of, shows what it has there. Now, each of these signature pages has a pull-out attached insert page. Couldn't think what to call it. Where it pulls out and it's attached. It doesn't come out all the way. It stays attached with the page, and then the flap opens up, and then on the back side it's decorated. So you can add photos on the front and the back, and then you just carefully slide it back in like that, and you can leave a little bit of it hanging out to show that you can pull it out. So that is page 1, signature 1. Now signature page 2, which is the front side, is a gatefold. So this opens up. It's held closed with a magnet. We have a tuck spot there. And on the other side as well, I put a cut apart. So you can tuck in above or below. And then I added a photo mat here to the center. And then this flaps open, and then you have this drop down flap, and the other one opens up to show you a 4 square layout where you can put photos on each one. This is one sheet of 12 by 12 paper that I cut down to fit, and then I used 2 sheets of another one of each other print to make the background of those other matting. So that just closes up and then it's held closed with the gatefold. Then the back of page 2, now this one also, let me show you real quick, has the insert attached page. Did this one a little bit different. It has the flap, but I patterned it with a solid piece of patterned paper, and then we have the little trim on the back side for your photos. Okay, so the back side of page 2 signature is a flap that I added a chipboard piece, another twine bow. I did add a scrap of the butterfly paper matted to some gold. And then I added a little flower in the center of the bow, which is chipboard. This flips up. It's held closed with a magnet. I have a tuck spot pocket at the top where I added a little booklet. Now this is just all made out of scraps. Again, I don't give the measurements of these in the cutting guide or in the tutorial because these are all made out of scraps. Yours may be different. So whatever you want to make out of your scraps to fit into the different tuck spots and pockets that will work for you. And I did add a little scrap of the paper to kind of decorate it up. Then in the center, I have a belly band. So I have a flap tag that hangs over the belly band, and then tucked a photo mat in behind. You could put several back there. And I do show you how to do the belly band in the tutorial. The front of page signature 3 has another flap, and I did use a chipboard family tree there on the top there. We have a journaling spot where you can put something underneath, several places for photos. And then the center section, the flaps on this open like that, or you can pull on them from the sides and they open completely out. Lots of places for photos. I did pattern the inside like this, but left the back plain. But you can put photos on both sides. Also have the insert pull out here. This one has got the double paper on the flap, and then of course the decorated on the back. And sometimes you have to stand these up and to carefully slide them back in, but they're on a slider piece that I do show you how to make in the tutorial. If you don't want them to be attached, then you can just make them plain inserts. Then on the back side of page 3, we have a push-pull waterfall, which has a magnetic closure, and it just pulls down and then goes back in and out. Sometimes it hangs a little bit. It's still training itself to go in and out. I did add a piece of tape on the bottom of the closure piece to make sure that it doesn't hang, but it kind of hangs here on the bottom. There we go. You just kind of have to wiggle it. I just think mine has to train itself to go in and out. Okay, so that's the push-pull waterfall. And then on the back pocket, I made an expanding pocket that will hold a lot of stuff. So I decorated it with a ephemera piece and some of the little chipboard flowers. This is where I tucked in the Tim Holtz folio. I have a separate tutorial video on finishing this up with these scraps. I'll put the link up there in the corner for you, and also down it below in the description. So you can do that and add that in. If you don't have the Tim Holtz folio, I also show you in this album tutorial how to make a little gatefold folio that you can create, and it has a pocket inside to hold photos, cut aparts, and you can make this to tuck into the pocket. And actually you could probably make 2 of them if you wanted to. But the Tim Holtz folio does fit inside there. It's a little bulky, but it does hold it, and it doesn't cause any problems for the album. So that is the album, the 8x8 family album that I designed for Country Craft Creations using Echo Park's family paper collection. I will have 2 tutorials on this. One on how to make the base of the album, which you can do in any paper collection that you want to, and then I will have a separate album tutorial showing you most of the patterned paper and matting, and the decorating is done off camera. So I want to thank you so much for following along. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to my channel, give me a thumbs up, like, and share with your friends and family, your crafty friends and families, so my channel can grow. And also just click the bell so you'll know when my next project is being uploaded. And as always, shop at countrycraftcreations.com. Down below I have linked the products that I used in this album, and all are a referral link. So if you click on that and purchase this collection, I will get credit for it, which will help me to purchase additional supplies. So again, thank you for watching, and check out the tutorial. There'll be 2 tutorials, tutorial 1 part 1 and part 2. Thanks, everybody. I'll see you later. Bye-bye.